Hey, what's going on YouTube? I am back with another story time, and if you do like these story times, please like, subscribe, ring that bell. In case this is the time I got edibles through the airport, and yeah, it was pretty fun, to say the least. So basically, I was going to actually visit my now wife in Hawaii. She actually went to school there for a little bit, so I went to visit her for spring break. Thing is, I knew she kind of had access to weed, kind of not really have all that same access to weed. It really isn't the same as what it was back in Hawaii. Like the medical weed, there really weren't stores or anything. It was literally just people growing their own on their own place and whatnot. So it was like you still kind of had to know a person. And her roommate, I'm sure like that pretty much, if we asked her roommate, we would find some, really. But I still wanted some for the plane. I still wanted some to be sure in case we didn't find any, or just for whatever reason didn't have access. So I made some firecrackers. I got the little Ritz crackers. I don't think it was Ritz, actually. Some more dense cracker. No, yeah. It was a cracker, okay? It was like a Ritz cracker, but not a Ritz cracker. It was something like that. In case, got that peanut butter and whatnot in there. I made sure to get the highest fat content, especially, so when you're making firecrackers, that's part of it. You want to look at the fat content. You want the highest fat content possible, because it's like, it actually does vary between like 5 and 50. Basically, just make sure to get the fattiest peanut butter, the greasiest peanut butter possible to make it work properly. Well, basically, you know, I got those firecrackers, got that nice peanut butter and weed cracker thing going on, and I got these little pouches that like perfectly slot 6 of those in, and I basically was able to I got 2 of those, so it was like a 12-pack thing, and I stuck them in my pocket and thought, you know, I'm going through the Colorado Springs airport, not the Denver. The Denver is going to be the sketchier one. They have the fancier x-ray machines and whatnot. I'm going through Colorado Springs. And it was a direct flight from Colorado Springs to Hawaii. I don't really have any layovers. Shouldn't be an issue. And literally, yeah, Colorado Springs, all they had at the time, I don't know if they have those body scanners now. They probably do. At the time, they did not have the body scanners. They just had the x-rays. So I just figured, hey, just stick them in my pocket, let it go on through. Like, I walk on through, no issue. So I get to the airport, and Colorado Springs is really quick to get through. It's not that big of an airport. So there was like hardly any line. I have to go through, go through it, and immediately, as soon as I get through that metal detector, the dude at TSA points to my pocket and goes, "What's that?" I had like just the slightest bulge, like it didn't hardly look like anything in my pocket, but it still somehow caught his eye. And so I immediately just instinctually, like, peanut butter crackers. I get sick when I go on planes. Like, I get motions, like I just get really sick when I go on planes. I need these peanut butter crackers. And he's like, he kind of looks at me, and it's like, there's obviously weed crumbles in there. Like, it's coming out the sides. Like, it's mixed in that peanut butter heavily. There's green and brown in there going on. It doesn't look like your normal peanut butter crackers. And he just looks at me and then just kind of shakes and he's like, okay, what, just go, whatever. Stick them in my pocket. And I felt like I dodged a bullet. I mean, my heart was racing after that. I kind of felt proud of myself because it's like my instincts kicked in, and I just had the perfect explanation to say back, because I felt like if I was hesitant or if I and awed and was like, it would have been an issue. But, well, probably actually wouldn't have been that much of an issue. I don't really care that much about weed anymore. But it definitely was sketch. I felt like at the time that I did it, they probably could have hassled me for it. But after that, it made for an amazing ride. It was a 7-hour plane ride to Hawaii. I ate 2 of those suckers, and it was just bliss for those 7 hours. I was like, it was like a decently good sized plane. Only a third of the seats were used. I pretty much had a whole row to myself, and I just sat in this dim light, played my PSP. I played through Metal Gear Solid through that whole trip, just glued to it, high as a kite. And it's one of those things. A lot of people complain about flights and whatnot, complain about going on airplanes and travel. And I'm sure if I had to travel a shit ton on flights and doing that for business, I'd probably get fed up with it too. But I actually enjoy going on flights and whatnot. I don't get them on too often. And when I do, I don't know, I strangely enjoy it. And that time is probably the best flight I've ever been on, just for that sake. It was like just the perfect edible high in my own little space with that nice little background airplane white noise, and focused in on Metal Gear Solid, playing Solid Snake, going through. It was nice, and it was really fun too, because actually I had not fully beaten Metal Gear Solid at that time. It was like I had played the demo. I'd gone through like probably the first quarter to a third of that game over a dozen times. There's just certain games where like that happens to me. I play through almost like a third to a half, and then something happens and I stop playing, and then you lose track, and then you have to play it again. And it's one of those games. And it was so nice having that like nice personal time to be baked out of my mind and just focused in on Metal Gear Solid. So yeah, that was the time I was able to bring edibles through the airport. In any case, if you like these story times, please like, subscribe, ring that bell. You have a great rest of your day.